The pages of history turn slowly, not with a sudden rush of wind, but with the gentle, rhythmic weight of time passing, leaf by heavy leaf. We often think of the past as a series of loud events, of battles and shouts, but true history lives in the quiet moments. It lives in the stillness of a morning mist, in the patient waiting of a crowd, and in the soft, steady breathing of the world before it changes. Tonight, we are going to travel back to one of those moments, a moment poised on the edge of a new era, yet still deeply rooted in the peace of the old ways. We are going to find the rhythm of the steam, the heartbeat of the iron, and the gentle, rocking motion of a journey that changed everything. Before we let ourselves drift along the slow, winding river of the past, if you find a sense of peace in this quiet corner of history, please gently leave a like and subscribe to the channel so that we may meet again in the historical dreams that lie ahead. And if you wish, whisper in the comments where you are resting tonight, for it is a comforting thought to know that we are all drifting together under the same canopy of stars. Now, let your body settle. There is no need to close your eyes just yet. Instead, simply soften your gaze. Let the room around you blur into the edges of your vision. Imagine the light in your room dimming, matching the soft, pale light of an autumn morning in the north of England. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Unclench your jaw. Let your hands rest loosely, open and empty, like leaves floating on the surface of a still pond. We are beginning a journey, not of speed, but of observation. We are going to watch the world wake up. It is September the 27th, in the year 1825. We are in the town of Darlington, England. The air is cool and crisp, carrying the specific freshness of early autumn, a scent of fallen leaves and damp earth that lingers in the nostrils. The sun has risen, but it is a pale, watery sun, casting long, soft shadows across the cobblestones and the fields. It is a Tuesday, but it does not feel like an ordinary Tuesday. There is a hum in the air, a vibration of anticipation that seems to travel through the ground itself. Imagine you are standing on a platform. It is not the concrete and glass of the modern world. It is simple, grounded, made of wood and packed earth. Around you, a crowd has gathered. There are over 400 people here. A sea of faces turned towards a singular point in the distance. But they are not a noisy crowd. They are waiting with a kind of reverent curiosity. Look closely at them. Look at the textures of their lives. Here stands a middle-aged couple. The man wears a heavy coat of dark wool, the fabric thick and rough, smelling faintly of peat smoke and lavender. He holds a wooden cane, its handle polished smooth by years of use. He taps it gently against the ground, a slow, rhythmic times tap, 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 asterisk that marks the passing seconds. Beside him, the woman is dressed in the fashion of the late Georgian era. Her dress is a cascade of heavy fabric, perhaps a deep shade of plum or charcoal gray. You can hear the soft times swish, rustle, swish, asterisk of her skirts as she shifts her weight from one foot to the other. She wears a bonnet tied with a silk ribbon beneath her chin, framing a face that is calm and watchful. They are waiting for a miracle. They are waiting to see the locomotion number 1. It sits on the tracks nearby. Let your mind's eye trace the shape of this machine. It does not look like the sleek trains of the future. It looks like a kettle on wheels, a collection of iron barrels, pipes, and tall chimneys. It is raw. It is mechanical. It is cold iron waiting to be given the breath of life. It sits heavy on the rails, its metal skin damp with the morning dew. The iron is dark, almost black, absorbing the weak sunlight. It looks solid. It looks permanent. It looks like a sleeping beast that is about to wake up for the very first time. The crowd watches. Children, dressed in miniature versions of their parents' clothes, stand with their mouths slightly open, their eyes wide. They are witnessing the birth of a new world. Though they do not fully understand it yet, they only know that something large, something made of fire and water, is about to move without a horse to pull it. The concept is strange, almost dreamlike. A carriage that moves by itself, an iron horse that eats coal and breathes steam. But before this engine moves, before the wheels turn and the steam hisses, let us step back. Let us step away from the platform, away from the crowd, and drift backwards through the years. Let the noise of 1,825 fade away. Let the iron rails dissolve into dirt paths. Let the brick buildings soften into timber and thatch. We are drifting back, further and further, into the quiet depth of the 17th and early 18th centuries. We are going to the world before the machine. Imagine a world of silence, not the empty silence of a void, but the living silence of nature. It is the late 1600s. The Industrial Revolution has not yet begun. The air is clear. There is no smog, no soot coating the leaves of the trees. The sky is a vast, uninterrupted dome of blue during the day, and a tapestry of brilliant, unpolluted stars at night. In this old world, time is not measured by the ticking of a mechanical clock or the whistle of a factory shift. Time is measured by the light. When the sun rises, the world wakes. When the sun sets, the world sleeps. It is a slow, organic rhythm, synced with the heartbeat of the earth. Imagine a small cottage in a rural village. The walls are made of stone, thick and uneven, holding the cool of the night and the warmth of the day. The roof is thatched with straw, a golden blanket that shelters the family inside. You are standing inside this cottage. It is evening. The only light comes from the hearth, where a fire burns low and steady. The flames lick at a log of oak, creating a soft orange glow that dances on the walls. Asterisk, crackle, pop, hiss, asterisk. The sound of the fire is the loudest thing in the room. There is a smell here, a scent of comfort and survival. It smells of beeswax candles, of dried herbs hanging from the rafters, sage, thyme, rosemary. It smells of wool that has been spun by hand. In the corner, a woman sits at a spinning wheel. Watch the wheel turn. It is a simple machine, powered by the rhythmic motion of her foot. Asterisk, push, spin, release, push, spin, release, asterisk. The sound is a low, hypnotic hum. Whir, whir. She feeds the raw wool into the spindle. Her fingers are rough but nimble, teasing the fibers, twisting them into a strong, thin thread. This is how the world is clothed, inch by inch, yard by yard. There is no haste. To rush is to break the thread. She works with a patience that we have largely forgotten. She is not fighting time. She is flowing with it. The thread grows longer, winding on to the bobbin, a testament to the slow accumulation of effort. Outside the cottage, the village is asleep. There are no streetlights to push back the dark. The darkness is absolute, a heavy velvet curtain that wraps around the houses. People sleep deeply in this era. Their bodies are tired from physical labor in the fields. They have walked behind the plow, feeling the resistance of the earth. They have harvested the wheat with scythes. The rhythmic times swish, slice, swish, slice times of the blade marking the hours of their day. They have carried water from the well, feeling the weight of the wooden buckets stretching their arms. Their lives are small, geographically speaking. Most people will never travel more than a few miles from the place they were born. Their world is the village, the church, the market town, and the fields in between. But because their world is small, it is also deep. They know every tree in the forest. They know the name of every hill. They know the history of every family. They are rooted. In this pre-industrial world, everything is made by hand. Look at the wooden table in the center of the cottage. A carpenter stood over a piece of timber, planing it, sanding it, joining it with pegs. You can see the marks of his tools. You can feel the intention in the wood. Look at the ceramic jug on the table. A potter threw the clay on a wheel, shaping it with wet hands, firing it in a kiln. Every object has a story. Every object holds the energy of the person who made it. There is a profound sense of connection in this slow world. When you need a coat, you do not buy it from a rack. You shear the sheep. You card the wool. You spin the thread. You weave the cloth. You sew the garment. You know the sheep. You know the weaver. You are part of the process from beginning to end. It takes time, a long time, but there is peace in that process. There is a meditative quality to the repetition of the work. Imagine sitting in that cottage now. The spinning wheel has stopped. The woman has gone to bed. The fire has burned down to glowing embers, pulsing with a faint red light like a slow heartbeat. The room is cooling. You can hear the wind outside, brushing against the thatch roof. Asterisk. Hush. Hush. Asterisk. You can hear the settling of the house, the old wood groaning softly as it cools. Creak. It is a world of shadows and candlelight. A world where stories are told around the fire, passed down from generation to generation. A world where the night is truly dark and the stars are truly bright. It is a quiet world, a world waiting for a change. But for now, in this moment of our story, the change has not yet come. The steam is just water in a kettle. The iron is just rock in the ground. The coal is sleeping deep beneath the hills. The world is resting in the long, slow slumber of the centuries. Feel the weight of that silence. It is a heavy, comforting blanket. It presses down on you, slowing your own heart rate, calming your own thoughts. You are drifting in the quiet of the 17th century. There are no engines here, no whistles, no clattering wheels, just the wind, just the fire, just the breath. This is the bass line. This is the silence before the symphony. This is the canvas before the paint. We must understand this quiet to understand the noise that follows. We must feel this stillness to appreciate the movement. Let yourself linger here for a moment longer, in the cottage, by the fire, in the dark. Feel the peace of a life lived slowly, a life lived by the sun, a life lived by the seasons. Now, slowly, let the image of the cottage fade. Let the fire dim. We are going to move forward again, towards the dawn of the machine, but we will carry this stillness with us. We will bring the quiet of the old world into the story of the new. We are returning to the idea of the engine, but not as a noisy monster. We are going to see it as a miracle of elements. The mist of the past swirls around you. The years drift by like clouds. 1700, 1000, 712, 1760. The world is stirring. Men are beginning to dream of power, not the power of kings, but the power of nature, harnessed, the power of heat, the power of vapor. We are drifting towards the workshop of a man named James Watt. We are drifting towards the moment when the water begins to boil. But even there, in the workshop, there is a rhythm, there is a patience. Prepare yourself to witness the birth of the breath of the machine. Keep your breathing slow. Keep your body heavy. The journey continues, but the peace remains. From the quiet, candlelit stillness of the old world, we drift forward on the river of time. The mist of the centuries clears, and we find ourselves not in a field, but in a workshop. It is a space of wood and stone, filled with the scent of sawdust, oil, and the sharp, metallic tang of iron filings. Dust motes dance in the shafts of light that slant through the high windows. Here, the silence is different. It is not the silence of sleep, but the silence of deep concentration, the silence of a mind working on a puzzle that will unlock the future. We are here to witness a miracle, not a miracle of angels or magic spells, but a miracle of the elements: earth, water, air, and fire. For thousands of years, These elements existed side by side, wild and untamed. But now, in the mind of a Scotsman named James Watt, and before him, a man named Thomas Newcomen, these elements are being taught to dance together. They are being taught to breathe. Let us focus on the simplest, most domestic of images. Imagine a kettle sitting on a stove. It is a heavy, black iron kettle filled with water from the well. Beneath it, a fire burns. The flames are yellow and blue, licking the bottom of the kettle, transferring their heat into the iron, and from the iron into the water. Watch the water. At first, it is still, cold, but as the heat enters it, it begins to wake up. Tiny bubbles form on the bottom, pearls of air released from the liquid. They rise to the surface and pop. Asterisk, plip, plip, asterisk. The water begins to shudder. It begins to swirl. The heat is exciting the molecules, making them move faster and faster, pushing them apart. And then the transformation happens. The water, which is heavy and liquid, turns into steam. It becomes a white cloud. It expands. It pushes. It wants to escape. It lifts the lid of the kettle. Asterisk, clink, clatter, asterisk. The lid rises and falls, dancing on a cushion of white vapor. Asterisk, clink, clack, asterisk. James Watt sits and watches this. He sees the power in that lifting lid. He sees that the steam is not just a ghost of the water. It is a force. It is strong enough to lift iron. If it can lift a lid, can it lift a hammer? Can it lift a wheel? Can it lift a mountain? This is the birth of the steam engine. But let us not think of it as a complex diagram of valves and levers. Let us think of it as a living creature, a creature made of metal, but animated by the same breath that moves the clouds. Imagine the engine of Thomas Newcomen, the grandfather of the steam revolution. It is a giant, towering beast, built of timber and iron, standing over a mine shaft in the deep English countryside. It is not fast. It is incredibly, hypnotically slow. Watch it breathe. The fire warms the boiler. The boiler creates the steam. The steam is allowed into a great cylinder. Asterisk, hiss. Asterisk, the cylinder fills with the hot, white mist. Inside the cylinder, there is a piston, a heavy, round plug that fits snugly against the walls. The steam pushes the piston up. The great wooden beam of the engine, high above, tilts upwards. It looks like a giant seesaw moving in slow motion. The chain rattles. The pump rod descends into the earth. Then, cold water is sprayed into the cylinder. The steam is cooled. It condenses. It turns back into liquid water. Because water takes up less space than steam, a vacuum is created. The emptiness pulls the piston back down. Wood crest. The beam tilts down. The pump rod rises, pulling water out of the deep mine. Asterisk, hiss. Steam enters. Piston rises. Asterisk, asterisk. Thump. Steam cools. Piston falls. Asterisk, hiss. Rise. Asterisk, thump. Fall. Asterisk. It is a respiratory system. Inhale, exhale, expansion, contraction, heat, cold. The rhythm is soothing. It is steady. It is the rhythm of a sleeping giant. It beats at the pace of a resting heart. Asterisk. Thump. Pause. Thump. Pause. Asterisk. James Watt comes along, and he listens to this breathing. He sees that the engine is losing heat. It is getting cold every time it exhales. He wants to keep it warm. He wants to keep the heart beating without the shivers. So he gives the engine a separate chamber for the cooling, a condenser. Now, the main cylinder can stay hot, always ready. The engine becomes smoother. It becomes more powerful. It becomes the Watt steam engine. Visualize this machine now. It is a symphony of oil and brass. The metal is polished and gleaming. There is a large flywheel, a massive circle of iron that spins with a heavy, unstoppable momentum. Asterisk. Round and round and round. Asterisk. The motion is circular. It is the symbol of eternity. The piston pushes back and forth, but the wheel turns round and round. Linear motion becomes rotational motion. The heartbeat becomes a cycle. Listen to the sounds of the engine room. It is a warm place. The air is thick and humid, smelling of coal smoke and hot grease. It is a cozy smell, like a workshop in winter. Asterisk. Chug, 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 chug. Asterisk. The sound is low and rhythmic. It is a white noise that blocks out the rest of the world. It is a lullaby of industry. The governor's two heavy metal balls spinning on a spindle widen as the speed increases and drop as it slows. Regulating the engine like a mechanical brain, they spin in a blur. The steam engine is a miracle because it liberates humanity from the limitations of muscle. Before this, we had only the strength of the ox, the horse, and the human arm. We had the wind, which is fickle, and the water, which freezes or dries up. But steam? Steam is reliable. Steam is constant. As long as you have fire and water, you have power. Imagine the coal that feeds this fire. Black, shiny stones dug from the belly of the earth. They are ancient sunlight, trapped in fossilized wood for millions of years. When we burn them, we are releasing that ancient sun. The steam engine is powered by the ghosts of prehistoric forests. It is a connection between the deep past and the moving present. The fireman opens the door of the furnace. A blast of orange light floods the room. He shovels in the coal. Asterisk. Scrape. Toss. Scrape. Toss. Asterisk. The fire roars quietly, consuming the offering. The water boils. The steam rises. The piston moves. The wheel turns. It is a continuous loop of energy. Feel the warmth of the boiler room. It radiates against your skin, relaxing your muscles. The humidity softens your breath. The rhythmic times, thump hiss times of the piston, acts like a metronome for your mind. You can let your thoughts ride on the wheel. Let them spin round and round, going nowhere, just moving in a perfect, frictionless circle. There is a beauty in this machinery. It is not chaotic. It is perfectly ordered. Every valve opens at the exact right millisecond. Every gear meshes with its partner with mathematical precision. There is no doubt here. There is no confusion. There is only function. The sun and planet gears a clever invention of Watt's to turn the wheel rotate around each other, one gear orbiting the other, just as the Earth orbits the sun. Even in this machine, we see the patterns of the cosmos, the macrocosm reflected in the microcosm of iron. The steam engine breathes. Asterisk. In, out. Asterisk. You breathe with it. Asterisk. In, out. Asterisk. The power is not aggressive. It is contained. It is harnessed. It is a gentle giant that works so you do not have to. Imagine you are standing next to the great flywheel. You can feel the breeze it creates as it spins. You can feel the vibration in the floorboards, a gentle trembling that travels up through the soles of your feet and shakes the tension out of your legs. It is a massage for the senses. The steam escapes from a valve. Asterisk. Whoosh. Asterisk. A white plume of vapor rises into the air, curling and twisting, fading into nothingness. It looks like a cloud. It looks like a dream. James Watt watches his creation. He is satisfied. He has taken the wild elements and given them a rhythm. He has given the world a new heartbeat. But for now, the machine is not pulling a train. It is not powering a factory. It is just running. It is idling. It is existing for the sake of its own movement. The fire glows. The water bubbles. The steel shines. And the wheel turns. Slowly, steadily, reliably. It is the pulse of the new age. But tonight, it is just a sound to help you sleep. A heavy, rhythmic mechanical lullaby. Thump, hiss, thump, hiss. Let the sound wash over you. Let the warmth wrap around you. The miracle of water and fire is working. You can rest. The engine will keep going. The wheel will keep turning. You do not need to push it. You do not need to fuel it. It is self-sustaining in your imagination. Drift deeper into the warmth of the boiler room. The shadows are long and soft. The light is golden and dim. The machine hums, a low note of endurance. You are safe in the presence of this gentle power. The steam surrounds you like a warm mist. The rhythm rocks you, and as we prepare to leave the workshop, to move from the stationary engine to the moving train, take this rhythm with you. The rhythm of the breath, the rhythm of the steam. Rise and fall. Asterisk. Spin and turn. Asterisk. The miracle is complete. The water has become air. The fire has become motion. And the motion has become rest. The steam engine in the workshop has found its rhythm. It breathes. It turns. But now, we must take that stationary power and give it legs. We must take the fire and the water and set them in motion across the landscape. We return to the morning of September 27th, 1825, in Darlington. The crowd is still waiting. The air is still cool, but the waiting is over. The locomotion number 1 is ready. The coal has been fed into the belly of the beast. The water in the boiler has reached its boiling point. You can hear the change in the sound of the machine. It is no longer a silent object of iron. It is vibrating. A low, deep hum emanates from the metal, a trembling that passes through the wheels and into the rails beneath. It is shivering with potential energy. It is eager to move. Imagine you are stepping onto one of the carriages. These are not the enclosed, soundproof capsules of the modern age. They are open wagons, converted coal trucks, fitted with simple wooden benches. You take your seat. The wood is hard and solid beneath you. You wrap your coat tighter against the morning chill. You feel the anticipation of the people around you, a collective holding of breath. And then the whistle blows. Woo! It is a lonely, long sound that cuts through the crisp autumn air. It echoes off the brick buildings of the town, rolling out towards the open fields. It is the herald of a new age. A plume of white steam shoots up into the sky, expanding and dissolving into the gray clouds. The engine engages. Listen closely to the mechanics of the start. It is not a sudden lurch. It is a slow, heavy gathering of strength. Asterisk, hiss. The steam enters the cylinder. Asterisk, asterisk, clank. The rod pushes the wheel. Asterisk, asterisk, grind. The iron wheel bites the iron rail. Asterisk. The first rotation of the wheel is agonizingly slow. You can count the seconds it takes for the spoke to turn from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Asterisk. 1, 2, 3. Asterisk. The train shudders. It moves an inch, then a foot, then a yard. The rhythm begins. Asterisk. Chug, 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 chug. Asterisk. It is a heavy, labored sound at first, distinct and separate beats. The engine is learning to walk. The smoke pours from the tall chimney, a thick, dark ribbon that unfurls behind the train, writing a message on the sky. The smell of the smoke reaches you. It is the smell of burning coal, sulfurous and earthy. It is not an unpleasant smell in this context. It is the scent of progress, the scent of power. The train picks up speed. Not much speed, mind you. It is moving at the pace of a trotting horse, perhaps 10 or 12 miles per hour, but the sensation is entirely new. There is no animal muscle straining before you. There is no rhythmic bobbing of a horse's head. There is only the smooth, relentless forward glide of iron on iron. Asterisk. Click-clack. Click-clack. Asterisk. This is the lullaby of the railway. The sound of the wheels crossing the joints in the tracks. It is a perfect, repetitive percussion. It creates a heartbeat for the journey. Asterisk. Click-clack. Pause. Click-clack. Pause. Asterisk. It travels up through the floorboards of the wagon and into your legs, a gentle vibration that shakes the weariness out of your bones. It is a massage for the nervous system. You look out at the passing landscape. Because the train is moving slowly, the world does not blur into streaks of color. It unrolls like a long, continuous painting. You can see every detail. You pass a field of sheep. They are grazing on the damp grass, their wool heavy and damp with dew. They lift their heads as the train passes, chewing slowly. They watch this strange, smoking snake with mild, unbothered eyes. To them, it is just another cloud passing by. You watch them drift backwards, 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep, counting them as they slide out of view. You pass a hedgerow. It is a tangle of hawthorn and blackberry bushes. You can see the individual leaves, turning gold and brown at the edges. You can see the dark berries clustering on the thorny branches. A small bird, a sparrow, takes flight from the hedge, fluttering alongside the train for a moment before peeling away into the sky. You pass a farmhouse. It is a small stone building with a slate roof. Smoke rises from its chimney, a thin gray line that mirrors the smoke of the train. A woman stands in the doorway, wiping her hands on her apron. She watches the train go by. She does not wave. She simply stands witness. You see the texture of the stone wall. You see the ivy climbing around the window frame. It slides past. The rhythm of the train is hypnotic. Asterisk. Chug, 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 chug. Asterisk. The engine breathes. It does not get tired. It does not need to stop for water or hay. It just keeps going. This consistency is deeply soothing. In a world that is often chaotic and unpredictable, the train is reliable. It stays on the tracks. It follows the path that has been laid down for it. It has a destination, and it will reach it. You lean your head back. The vibration of the train makes your head nod slightly. It is a rocking motion, like a cradle. Asterisk. Rock. Steady. Rock. Steady. Asterisk. You close your eyes for a moment. Without the visual input, the sound becomes a blanket. The times click-clack times becomes the only reality. It organizes your thoughts. It aligns your heartbeat with the machine. Imagine now that we are jumping forward a few years to 1829. We are at the Rainhill Trials. This is a competition to find the best engine, but let us not think of it as a race. Let us think of it as a parade of gentle giants. Here is the rocket, built by Robert Stephenson. It is painted a bright, cheerful yellow. It looks like a toy, but it is a masterpiece of engineering. It stands on the tracks, puffing gently. It has a tall chimney and a large barrel for the boiler. It looks friendly. Watch it move. It is lighter, faster, more graceful than the old locomotion. It glides. The pistons on the side move back and forth like the arms of a runner, but smooth, oiled, perfect. Asterisk. Push, pull, push, pull. Asterisk. The motion is circular and linear at the same time. Imagine riding the rocket. You are sitting on a plush velvet seat now. The open wagon has been replaced by a carriage with glass windows. The world outside is a green blur now, soft and indistinct. The speed creates a breeze that cools your forehead. The sound of the steam is a constant times underneath the beat of the wheels. It sounds like the ocean. It sounds like a river of air. You are traveling between Manchester and Liverpool. You are crossing a viaduct. Look down. Far below, you see a river winding through the valley. It looks like a silver ribbon. You are flying above it. You are suspended in the air, carried by the strength of the archways and the power of the steam. The train enters a cutting, a deep channel dug through the earth. The walls of soil and rock rise up on either side of you, blocking out the sun. The sound changes. The times, click-clack times, echoes off the walls, becoming louder, deeper, more resonant. You are in a tunnel of sound. It wraps around you. It holds you. Then you emerge into the sunlight again. The sudden brightness warms your face. The sound softens as it escapes into the open fields. The rhythm continues. Asterisk. Click-clack. Click-clack. Asterisk. Think about the rails. Two parallel lines of iron, stretching out to the horizon. They never meet. They never diverge. They guide the way. You do not have to steer. You do not have to make decisions. You just have to trust the rails. This surrender of control is the essence of relaxation. You are a passenger. The engineer is at the controls. The fireman is shoveling the coal. The guard is watching the track. You are free to simply exist. You are free to drift. The landscape is a green ocean. Trees float by like islands. Clouds drift by like ships. The train is a time capsule, moving through the world, but separate from it. You feel the heaviness of your eyelids. The repetitive motion is working its magic. The vibration is loosening the muscles in your back. The sound is quieting the voice in your head. Asterisk. Chug, 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 chug. Asterisk. It is a heartbeat that never skips. It is a breath that never falters. Imagine the train at night. The sun has gone down. The world outside is black. All you can see is the reflection of the carriage interior in the dark glass of the window, and occasionally, sparks. Sparks from the engine chimney, flying past the window like a swarm of fireflies. They glow orange for a second, and then vanish into the night. The darkness wraps around the train. The train becomes a small, warm bubble of light, moving through the void. It feels cozy. It feels safe. You are moving, but you are also still. The rhythm slows down. The train is approaching a station. Asterisk. Click, clack, click, clack. Asterisk. The beats get further apart. The hiss of the steam changes pitch. It becomes a long, slow sigh. The brakes squeal softly, a high, singing note. The train glides to a halt. Asterisk. Hiss. The final release of steam. Asterisk. Asterisk. Clunk. The final settling of the couplings. Asterisk. Silence returns. But it is not the empty silence of before. It is a silence that remembers the rhythm. You can still feel the motion in your body, a phantom rocking that continues even when the ground is still. You stay in your seat for a moment. You are too relaxed to move. You are heavy with the journey. You have traveled far, not just across the land, but across the landscape of your own mind. You have been rocked to sleep by the iron horse. The steam engine rests. The metal ticks as it cools. The smoke drifts away. The journey is paused. You are safe. You are grounded. You are at rest. The rhythm of the rails stays with you, a slow, steady pulse that will carry you into the next dream. Asterisk. Click-clack. Click-clack. Asterisk. Drift. Glide. Sleep. The steam engine has quieted, its iron wheels still on the tracks. We leave the open air of the railway, the wind and the smoke, and we move indoors. We are entering a new space, a space of warmth, of humidity, and of a different kind of rhythm. We are entering the world of the textile mill. But do not imagine a place of harsh noise or clamor. Imagine it as a grand, wooden cathedral of industry, filled with the soft, hypnotic symphony of a million threads. Before the machines, there was the spinning wheel. Let us briefly remember that singular sound. In the cottage, the wheel turned. Asterisk, whir, hum. Asterisk, one thread at a time. It was a solitary sound. But now, we are multiplying that sound. We are turning a solo into a choir. We are in a large room, illuminated by tall windows that let in the gray, diffused light of the English sky. The air here is warm and slightly damp. It is kept this way on purpose, to keep the cotton fibers flexible, to prevent them from snapping. It feels like a greenhouse, cozy and tropical. It smells of raw cotton, a clean, dusty, organic smell, and of machine oil, and of old wood saturated with lanolin. The floor is made of thick wooden planks, polished smooth by the feet of workers and the vibration of the machines. You can feel that vibration through the soles of your shoes. It is a gentle, constant trembling, like the purring of a giant cat. It is the hum of power. Look at the machines. They are the spinning jennies and the water frames. They are beautiful contraptions of wood and brass and iron. They are not ugly. They have a certain geometric elegance. Rows of spindles stand like soldiers, hundreds of them, all aligned perfectly. The power for this room comes from outside. Imagine a great water wheel turning slowly in the river beside the mill. The river flows, heavy and green. It pushes against the wooden paddles of the wheel. Asterisk. Splash. Creak. Splash. Creak. Asterisk. The wheel turns. It drives a main shaft that enters the building. The shaft turns gears. The gears turn belts. The belts turn the machines. It is a cascade of motion, flowing from the river into the room. Now, listen to the sound of the spinning. It is not a roar. It is a continuous, rushing sound, like the wind in a forest or a waterfall in the distance. Asterisk. Shh. Asterisk. It is a white noise that fills every corner of the room, wrapping you in a blanket of sound. Watch the cotton. It starts as raw, fluffy clouds, white and soft. It is fed into the machine. Rollers grab it. They gently pull it, teasing the fibers apart, lengthening them, straightening them. It is a process of ordering. Chaos becomes order. Fluff becomes structure. Then, the twist. The spindles spin. They whirl so fast they are just a blur of motion. They twist the cotton fibers together. Asterisk. Twist. Spin. Twist. Spin. Asterisk. The thread forms before your eyes. It is thin, strong, and even. It winds onto the bobbins. Look at the bobbins filling up. It is a slow, satisfying progress. The white cone of thread grows thicker and thicker. It is like watching a slow-motion magic trick. Hundreds of bobbins spinning in unison. Whir, whir, whir. The rhythm is perfectly regular. It does not falter. It does not hesitate. It is a loop of creation. Now, let us move to the weaving room. Here, the rhythm changes. It becomes more percussive. This is the domain of the power loom. Imagine a sea of looms. They are frames of cast iron, heavy and black. Stretched across them are thousands of vertical threads, the warp. They are pulled tight, creating a sheet of white strings. The machine breathes. First, the shed opens. Half of the threads are lifted up, half are pulled down, creating a gap in the middle. Asterisk. Lift. Asterisk. Then, the shuttle flies. The shuttle is a small wooden boat with metal tips. It carries the horizontal thread, the weft. It is fired across the loom, through the gap, faster than the eye can see. Asterisk clack. Asterisk. It flies from left to right. Then the shed closes. The heavy wooden beater slams forward, pushing the new thread tight against the cloth. Asterisk. Thump. Asterisk. Then the shed opens again. The shuttle flies back, right to left. Asterisk. Clack. Asterisk. The beater slams. Asterisk. Thump. Asterisk. Asterisk. Lift. Clack. Thump. Asterisk. Asterisk. Lift. Clack. Thump. Asterisk. It is a waltz. It is a heartbeat. Asterisk. Tick-tack. Tick-tack. Asterisk. Multiplied by 100 machines. It sounds like a heavy rain falling on a tin roof. A mesmerizing, chaotic, yet orderly drumming. You watch the cloth forming. Inch by inch, the white fabric grows. It rolls onto the front beam of the loom. It is pristine. It is perfect. It is the result of 1,000,000 tiny intersections of thread. Over, under, over, under. The simplest binary code in the world, repeated infinitely to create a surface. Focus on one single thread. Follow it. It comes off the spool. It travels through the eye of a needle. It is lifted up. It is crossed. It is pushed down. It becomes part of the whole. It is no longer a single thread. It is now part of a sheet. It has found its place. It is held tight. There is a sense of inevitability in the weaving. The pattern is set. The machine knows what to do. You do not have to worry about the pattern. You just have to watch it emerge. The air in the room is filled with tiny particles of cotton dust, floating in the shafts of sunlight like snow. They drift slowly, swirling in the currents of air created by the moving parts. They soften the light. They make the room feel dreamlike and hazy. The repetition is the key. The human mind loves repetition. It craves patterns. When you watch the shuttle fly back and forth, your eyes begin to relax. They stop darting around. They settle into the rhythm. Your brain waves slow down. You enter a trance state. Asterisk, left, right, asterisk, asterisk, left, right, asterisk, asterisk, in, out, asterisk. It matches your breathing. It matches the pendulum of a clock. It matches the waves on a shore. The workers in the mill move with the machines. They do not rush. They walk down the aisles, checking the threads, tying a knot here, replacing a bobbin there. Their movements are efficient and practiced. They are part of the dance. They are the guardians of the rhythm. Imagine the fabric itself. Cotton. Soft. Cool. Breathable. Imagine touching it. It is smooth under your fingertips. It is the fabric of sheets, the fabric of pillowcases, the fabric of sleep. These machines are making the very substance of your rest. They are weaving the cocoon that you will curl up in tonight. The noise of the factory is actually the sound of comfort being made. Asterisk, clack thump, asterisk. The sound loses its hardness. It becomes a drone, a hum. It fades into the background, becoming a wall of sound that blocks out everything else. It blocks out the worries of the day. It blocks out the silence that can sometimes be too loud. It is a protective barrier of noise. You are standing in the center of the room, letting the sound wash over you. You feel the warmth of the friction. You smell the clean cotton. You see the endless white river of cloth flowing from the looms. It is a river that flows towards sleep. The sun begins to set outside the tall windows. The light in the mill turns golden, then amber, then blue. The shadows lengthen. The machines do not stop, but they seem to soften in the twilight. The gleaming brass gears catch the last rays of the sun, spinning like golden coins. You feel a heaviness in your limbs. The vibration of the floor has worked its way into your muscles, shaking them loose. You want to lie down. You want to lie down on a pile of raw cotton. It looks like a cloud. It looks like a snowdrift. Imagine sinking into it. It is soft and yielding. It supports you. It is warm. You sink down, deeper and deeper into the white fluff. The sound of the looms becomes muffled, distant. It sounds like a heartbeat heard through water. Asterisk, thump, 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 asterisk. The symphony of threads is playing a lullaby for you. It is a song of connection, thread to thread, warp to weft, mind to body, waking to sleeping. The threads are weaving a net to catch you as you fall into dreams. A strong, soft net. You are safe. You are held. The wheel turns. The spindle spins. The shuttle flies. And you drift. The water wheel outside continues its slow, wet revolution. Asterisk, splash, turn. Asterisk, the river flows. The energy flows. The machine is a cradle, rocking the world to sleep. Asterisk, lift, clack, thump. Asterisk, asterisk, lift, clack, thump. Asterisk. Close your eyes. See the white cloth unrolling in the dark. Endless, smooth, perfect. Rest now. The work is being done. You do not have to spin. You do not have to weave. You just have to be the cloth. You just have to let yourself be woven into the night. Sleep? The rhythmic clatter of the looms fades behind us, absorbed into the heavy, velvet texture of the past. We are moving now, drifting away from the factory floor, floating out of the tall windows and into the cool evening air. We are traveling south, following the iron rails and the winding canals, until we reach the heart of the empire. We are arriving in London. But this is not the loud, frantic city of the modern day. This is the London of the Victorian twilight. It is a city wrapped in secrets, a city draped in a cloak of mystery and comfort. It is late afternoon, or perhaps early evening. The time is difficult to tell, for the city is held in the embrace of the great fog. In the history books, they might call it smog, a mix of smoke and fog. But tonight, let us call it the pea souper. Let us think of it as a blanket. It is thick, soft, and yellow-gray, a substance that is almost solid. It rolls off the Thames River. It curls around the chimney pots. It settles in the streets like a gentle, heavy snow that never melts. You are standing on a cobblestone street. The stones are wet, slick with the moisture of the mist. They gleam faintly, like the scales of a sleeping dragon. The fog muffles everything. The sound of the city is not a roar. It is a whisper. A carriage passes by at the end of the street. You cannot see it clearly. You only see a dark shape, a shadow moving within a shadow. You hear the rhythmic times clop, 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 asterisk of the horse's hooves. The sound is dull and hollow, dampened by the thick air. It sounds like a heartbeat buried deep underwater. Asterisk, clop, clop, hush, asterisk. The buildings on either side of you are tall and narrow, built of dark brick. They lean in slightly, as if conspiring to keep the street cozy. The windows are dark, reflecting the gray swirl of the mist. The world feels small here. The horizon has vanished. There is only this street, this moment, and the soft, damp air against your cheek. And then, the ritual begins. Out of the gloom emerges a figure. He walks with a steady, purposeful gait. He carries a long pole over his shoulder. He is the lamplighter. He is the guardian of the evening. He is the bringer of the artificial star. Watch him work. His movements are a dance of routine. He stops at the base of a tall, black, iron lamppost. The post is cold and beaded with dew. He reaches up with his pole. He opens the glass door of the lantern. Asterisk, click, asterisk. He turns a valve. Asterisk, squeak, asterisk. And then, the sound of the new age. Asterisk, hiss, asterisk. It is the sound of gas escaping. Coal, gas, invisible and potent, flowing from the underground pipes up through the iron column and into the mantle. It is the breath of the earth, refined and piped to this specific spot. The lamplighter touches a flame to the gas. Pop, a ball of light blooms inside the glass. It is not the flickering, uncertain orange of a candle. It is a steady, brilliant warmth. It is a globe of amber and gold. It pushes back the fog. It carves a sphere of safety out of the gray. The lamplighter closes the glass door. Asterisk, click, asterisk. He moves on to the next post. Asterisk, step, 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 asterisk. You watch him go down the street. One by one, the lights awaken. Pop, hiss, glow. Pop, hiss, glow. It is a chain reaction of comfort. The street is now strung with pearls of light. They glow lazily in the mist, creating halos of gold that diffuse into the gray. The fog catches the light and holds it, so the air itself seems to be glowing. It is magical. It is like walking through a cloud that has been lit from within. The gaslight does not just illuminate, it transforms. It turns the wet pavement into a mirror of gold. It turns the brick walls into warm, russet surfaces. It makes the night feel inhabited. It tells you that you are not alone. Civilization is here. The pipes are working. The gas is flowing. The light is on. You walk towards one of the pools of light. You stand under the lamppost. You can hear the faint, continuous times of the burning gas. It is a white noise, a steady exhalation. It sounds like a kettle boiling in a distant room. It sounds like a cat purring. It is a sound that says, asterisk, everything is working, everything is steady, asterisk. You look up at the flame. It is shaped like a teardrop or a leaf. It does not waver in the wind because it is protected by the glass. It is constant. In a world of change, the gas lamp is a fixed point. Now, let us look away from the street. Let us look through the window of one of these brick houses. The Industrial Revolution has changed the inside of the home as much as the outside. We are going to be voyeurs of comfort. We are going to look into a Victorian parlor. The window pane is cool and wet, streaked with condensation. You wipe a small circle with your hand to see inside. The room is bathed in a warm, ruddy glow. In the center of the wall stands a fireplace. It is made of cast iron, black and ornate, decorated with scrolls and flowers. Inside, a coal fire is burning. Look at the coal. These are the black diamonds dug from the deep earth. They burn with a fierce, intense heat. They do not flare up and die down like wood. They glow. They pulsate with a deep red and orange light. They release the energy of ancient forests into the room. Asterisk, crackle, shift, glow, asterisk. The heat from the fire radiates outward, warming the heavy velvet curtains, the thick wool rugs, the mahogany furniture. It is a dry, penetrating warmth. It banishes the damp of the London fog. It creates a sanctuary. In front of the fire sits a high-backed armchair. It is upholstered in deep green fabric, tufted with buttons. It looks incredibly soft. Someone is sitting there, though you can only see their hand resting on the arm of the chair. They are holding a book. The paper is thick and cream-colored. The industrial printing press has made this book possible. It has brought stories into the home. On a side table, there is a teapot. It is made of white porcelain, delicate and translucent. It comes from the kilns of Staffordshire, fired in ovens hot enough to melt stone. Steam rises gently from the spout, curling up to join the shadows on the ceiling. It smells of tea leaves imported from across the ocean, carried by steamships that defy the wind. It smells of bergamot and dried flowers. Next to the teapot is a sugar bowl, white, refined sugar, another product of the global network. It glistens like snow. A silver spoon rests beside it, polished to a mirror shine. This scene, the fire, the chair, the book, the tea, is the standard of living. It is a dry term for a very sensory experience. It means warmth. It means fullness. It means the ability to close the door against the cold and be safe inside. The Industrial Revolution has brought the world into this room. The coal from the north, the cotton from the west, the tea from the east, the sugar from the south. All of it has traveled on rails and ships to rest here, on this small wooden table, in this quiet room, on this foggy night. You watch the steam from the teapot. It rises and twists, mimicking the fog outside, but smaller, tamer, warmer. The person in the chair turns a page. Asterisk, rustle, swish. Asterisk, the sound is loud in the quiet room. It is a peaceful sound. It is the sound of leisure, of having time, of the evening stretching out long and slow. Back on the street, the fog is getting thicker. The world beyond the glow of the gas lamps has disappeared completely. There is no sky, no stars, no moon. There is only the golden tunnel of the street. You walk along the pavement. Your footsteps echo softly. You pass a bakery. The smell of baking bread drifts out, warm and yeasty. The ovens are still warm, powered by coal. The smell mixes with the scent of the wet stone and the faint, acrid tang of the coal smoke in the air. It is the perfume of the city. It smells of humanity huddling together. You pass a tailor's shop. In the window, mannequins stand dressed in fine coats of tweed and wool. The fabrics are woven by the machines we saw earlier. They look thick and protective. They are armor against the weather. You imagine wearing one of those coats, feeling the weight of the wool on your shoulders, buttoning it up to your chin, raising the collar. You would be impervious to the cold. The city is a hive, a massive, complex structure built of millions of bricks. But tonight, the hive is sleeping. The workers have gone home. The factories are silent. The trains are parked in their sheds. The energy of the day has wound down. What remains is the infrastructure of comfort. The pipes carrying water, the pipes carrying gas, the walls holding heat, the roofs shedding rain. It is a giant machine designed for living. You feel a sense of awe at this complexity, but it is a sleepy awe. It is the feeling of being small in a big, safe place. You are a single cell in the body of London. You stop under another lamppost. You look up at the light again. It buzzes softly. It is a little sun that never sets. It watches over the street so that the moon doesn't have to. The dampness of the fog settles on your eyelashes. It feels cool and refreshing. You blink slowly. The golden halos around the lamps expand and contract with the rhythm of your blinking. Asterisk. Expand. Contract. Expand. Contract. Asterisk. The street stretches out before you, a path of light leading into the soft gray nothingness. You could walk forever here. There is no destination. There is only the walk. There is only the atmosphere. You imagine the millions of people in this city, all tucking themselves in, all closing their curtains, all poking their fires one last time, all blowing out their candles or turning down their gas jets. Twist. Fade. The lights in the windows go out one by one. The city is lowering its eyelids, but the street lamps stay on. They are the night watchmen. They will burn until dawn. You feel a deep, heavy relaxation spreading through your legs. The cobblestones feel solid and supportive. The fog feels like a cushion. You are wrapped in the atmosphere of Victorian London. It is a cozy darkness, a darkness that smells of tea and toast and coal smoke, a darkness that hums with the memory of machines. You lean against the lamppost. The iron is cool and damp. You close your eyes. You can still see the amber glow of the gaslight behind your eyelids. It is a warm spot in the center of your vision. You listen to the silence of the city. It is a deep, resonant silence, the silence of millions of hearts beating slowly in the dark. Asterisk. Thump, 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 thump. Asterisk. The foghorns on the river blow in the distance. Low, mournful notes. Asterisk. Bow. Asterisk. They sound like lullabies played on a cello. They vibrate through the mist. You are safe here. You are hidden in the fog. You are warmed by the gaslight. The city holds you. The past holds you. Drift deeper into the mist. Let the yellow light guide you. Pop, hiss, glow. The rhythm of the light. The rhythm of the night. Sleep. The golden glow of the gas lamps fades gently into the background, leaving a warm afterimage in our minds. We are moving now from the quiet streets into the places where people gather. The Industrial Revolution was a time of iron and steam, yes, but it was also a time of hearts and hands. It was a time when the solitary threads of individual lives were woven together into a strong, resilient fabric of community. We are going to explore the warmth of humanity in the age of the machine. Let us drift back to the countryside for a moment, to the early days of the change. We see a group of men gathering in the twilight. History has called them Luddites, and the name has come to mean those who hate technology. But tonight, let us see them differently. Let us see them not as angry rioters, but as craftsmen who loved the rhythm of their work. Imagine a weaver who has spent his whole life working a hand loom. He knows the feel of the wood. He knows the song of the shuttle. He works in his own home. with his family around him. The machine comes, and it threatens to break that rhythm. It threatens to silence his song. So, when these men gather, it is not out of hatred. It is out of a desire to protect the human tempo. They gather in the woods, under the cover of oaks and elms. They speak in low voices. They are bound together by a shared history of skill. Imagine them raising their hammers, not as weapons of war, but as tools of protest. Asterisk, lift, strike, lift, strike, asterisk. The sound of metal on metal echoes through the night. It is a rhythmic beat. It is a drum circle of labor. They are trying to slow down the world. They are trying to say, wait, breathe, remember us. There is a sadness in their story, but also a profound beauty. It is the beauty of solidarity. They stood shoulder to shoulder. They looked out for one another. They shared their bread and their beer. They created a brotherhood in the face of the inevitable. Let the image of the Luddites soften. Let their anger dissolve, leaving only their connection. They are the roots of something new. They are the seeds of the Union. We move forward in time now, into the bustling industrial towns of the mid-19th century. The factories are humming, but the people are not just cogs in a machine. They are building their own spaces. They are building sanctuaries of friendship. We are standing outside a building with a red brick facade. A sign above the door reads, Working Men's Club. The windows are glowing with a warm, inviting yellow light. You can hear the faint sound of a piano playing a cheerful tune. Dink, 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 dink. Let us go inside. The door opens, and you are hit by a wave of warmth. It is a physical heat generated by a large coal stove in the center of the room, but it is also an emotional heat. It is the warmth of belonging. The air is thick, but it is a sweet thickness. It smells of pipe tobacco, a rich cherry wood scent that hangs in blue clouds near the ceiling. It smells of malt and hops from the ale in the heavy glass mugs. It smells of damp wool drying by the fire. It is a cozy, masculine, comforting smell. Look at the men sitting at the tables. They are tired. Their faces are smeared with the dust of the coal mine or the grease of the factory. Their hands are rough and calloused, but their eyes are bright. They are smiling. They are leaning in towards each other. They are telling stories. One man laughs, a deep, belly-shaking laugh that makes the others smile. He slaps his friend on the shoulder. It is a gesture of affection, of shared burden. Clink. They raise their glasses. A toast. To what? To the end of the shift. To the weekend. To survival. To each other. The glass mugs touch with a solid, satisfying sound. They drink deep. The ale is cool and grounding. It washes away the dust of the day. In the corner, a group is playing cards. Watch the rhythm of the game. Asterisk. Shuffle. Deal. Snap. Shuffle. Deal. Snap. Asterisk. The cards hit the table with a sharp, crisp sound. It is a game of skill and chance, a small distraction from the big machine of the world outside. They play with focus, but without stress. It is a gentle competition among brothers. Someone starts to sing. It is not a professional performance. It is a rough, honest voice. It starts low, a hum in the throat. Then others join in. Hum, la la, om. The harmony is imperfect, but it is powerful. It vibrates through the wooden floorboards. It fills the room. It is the sound of many voices becoming one voice. It is the sound of unity. They are singing old folk songs, songs of the land they left behind, or new songs about the factory life. The music binds them together like the threads in the loom. You find a quiet corner in the club. You sit on a wooden bench. The wood is polished and smooth. You lean back against the wall. You watch the scene. You feel a sense of safety here. This is a place where names are known. This is a place where you are not a number. This sense of community extends beyond the club. It flows out onto the football pitch. Imagine a Saturday afternoon. The sky is gray, but the grass is green. Two teams of men, workers from the factory, run onto the field. They wear simple jerseys. They are the Royal Engineers or the factory team. They run. They kick the ball. Asterisk. Thud. Run. Thud. Asterisk. It is the joy of movement. After a week of repetitive, confined motion in the factory, their bodies are free. They shout to each other. They pass the ball. They work together, not because the foreman tells them to, but because they want to win together. The crowd on the sidelines cheers. It is a roar of shared passion. It lifts the spirit. Now, let us look at the changes happening in the wider world. The laws are changing, slowly, like a heavy door creaking open to let in the light. The government is beginning to protect its people. Imagine the law not as a piece of paper, but as a shield. Imagine the factory axe as a heavy, iron shield placed between the worker and the danger. Think of the children. For a long time, they were small shadows in the big mills. But now, the law steps in. It says, no more. Imagine a child, 6 or 7 years old. He has been working by the loom. But now, a hand reaches out. It is the hand of reform. It gently takes the child by the shoulder. It leads him away from the spinning wheels. It leads him out of the factory gates. It leads him to a new place, a schoolroom. Picture the schoolroom. It is bright and airy. There are rows of wooden desks. There is a blackboard. There is a smell of chalk dust and apples. The child sits down. He opens a book. Instead of watching a bobbin spin, he watches letters form words. Asterisk A, B, C, asterisk. This shift is like a sunrise. It is the lifting of a heavy weight from the shoulders of a generation. The childhood that was lost is being returned. It is a slow process, but it is happening. The world is becoming softer for the little ones. Think of the abolition of slavery. It is a breaking of chains. Hear the sound of iron links snapping. Asterisk. Snap. Clatter. Silence. Asterisk. The heavy chains fall to the ground. They rust and return to the earth. Men and women stand up straight. They take a breath of free air. It is the deepest, sweetest breath in history. These changes are the light penetrating the fog. They are the warmth of humanity asserting itself against the cold logic of profit. We return to the feeling of the collective, the trade unions. Imagine them as a great gathering of people holding hands, a chain of humanity stretching across the cities. When they march, their footsteps sound like a heartbeat. Asterisk. Thump, thump, thump. Asterisk. They are not marching to war. They are marching for dignity. They are asking for a fair share of the warmth. They are asking for safety. There is a comfort in this mass movement. It is the feeling of being part of a tide. You are not a single drop of water alone on a rock. You are part of the ocean. You have the strength of the ocean. You are sitting in the working men's club again. The fire in the stove has burned down to glowing embers. The room is warmer now, sleepier. The singing has stopped. The men are speaking in hushed tones. The smoke from the pipes drifts slowly in the air, creating lazy spirals. The light from the gas lamps is golden and dim. You feel a hand on your shoulder. It is a ghostly hand, the hand of a worker from the past. It is warm and heavy. It is a gesture of reassurance. We made it through, the gesture says. We held on to each other. We kept the music playing. We kept the fire burning. You feel a deep sense of gratitude for these people. They endured the noise so we could have the quiet. They fought for the rest that we are enjoying now. The rights we have the weekend, the 8-hour day, the safety, they are gifts from these men and women. They are heirlooms, polished by their hard work and handed down to us. You wrap this gratitude around you like a blanket. It keeps you warm. It makes you feel connected to the stream of history. You are not floating alone in time. You are held by the generations that came before. The room grows quieter. One by one, the men finish their drinks. Asterisk. Clink. Set down. Asterisk. They stand up slowly, stretching their tired backs. They nod to each other. Good night, Jack. Good night, Tom. They walk out into the foggy street. You watch them go. They walk home to their families, to their terrace houses, to their beds. You remain in the warm glow of the club. You are the last one. The barman wipes the counter with a cloth. Asterisk, swish, swish. Asterisk, the rhythmic motion is soothing. The fire pops one last time. Asterisk, pop, asterisk. You close your eyes. You can still hear the echo of the singing. You can still feel the warmth of the handshake. The machine age was loud, but the people were quiet and strong. They found a way to be human in the midst of the steam. They found a way to love, and that love is a soft pillow for your head. Rest your head on the strength of the past. Rest your heart in the safety of the community. The voices fade. The lights dim. The club sleeps. The city sleeps. You are part of the union of dreamers now. You are safe among friends. Drift, connect, sleep. The warm glow of the gaslit streets of London and the cozy camaraderie of the working men's clubs slowly fade behind us. We are lifting up, away from the cobblestones, away from the brick chimneys, drifting higher into the cool night air. We are following the path of the River Thames as it widens, growing darker and deeper, winding its way out towards the sea. We are leaving the solid ground of the island behind. We are embarking on a journey that the people of the Industrial Revolution dared to take a journey across the vast, blue, breathing body of the world. We are going to cross the distant oceans. Imagine standing on the dockside at Liverpool or Southampton. It is early morning. The air smells of salt, seaweed, and the tar used to waterproof the ropes. The seagulls are crying overhead, wheeling in the gray sky. Asterisk, caw, caw, asterisk. Before you stands a leviathan. It is a steamship. Forget the wooden sailing ships of the old world, with their fragile canvas wings, dependent on the whims of the wind. This is a beast of iron and steel. It sits heavy in the water, displacing the ocean with its sheer mass. Its hull is painted black, a wall of metal studded with thousands of rivets. Each rivet was hammered in by hand, a testament to the labor we witnessed in the factories. Asterisk, tap, 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 asterisk. Thousands of points of connection, holding the ship together against the pressure of the deep. You walk up the gangplank. The wood vibrates beneath your feet. You step onto the deck. It is expansive, scrubbed clean. The teak planks bleached white by the salt and the sun. You walk to the railing and look down. The water is far below, churning against the side of the ship. And then, the heart of the ship begins to beat, deep within the bowels of the vessel. Far below the waterline, the engines are waking up. These are massive, triple expansion steam engines. They are the cathedrals of power. Pistons the size of tree trunks begin to move. Asterisk, thump, asterisk, asterisk, thump, asterisk, asterisk, thrum, asterisk. The sound is not a noise. It is a sensation. It travels through the steel frame of the ship and enters your body through the soles of your feet. It is a deep bass note that resonates in your chest. It is the sound of a whale singing to another whale across the ocean. It is a comforting, constant vibration that says, asterisk, we are moving, we are strong, asterisk. The ship casts off. The ropes are released, asterisk, splash, asterisk. The connection to the land is broken. The great screw propeller at the stern begins to turn. It churns the water into a white, frothy foam. It pushes the ocean backward, and the ship moves forward. Slowly at first, majestic and heavy, and then with gathering momentum. You are out on the open Atlantic now. The land has disappeared. There is only the horizon, a perfect line separating the gray blue of the sea from the gray white of the sky. The world has become simple. There are only two elements, water and iron. The rhythm of the ocean takes over. It is a long, slow swell. The ship rises up the face of a wave. Asterisk. Up, up, up. Asterisk. And then gently slides down the other side. Asterisk. Down, down, down. Asterisk. Rise and fall. Rise and fall. It is the breathing of the planet. The steamship does not fight the waves. It rides them. It is a cradle rocking in the dark. You find a deck chair, sheltered from the wind. You wrap yourself in a thick wool blanket. You watch the wake of the ship stretching out behind you, a white road paved on the water, leading back to where you came from, but slowly dissolving into the waves. Close your eyes and listen to the ship. You can hear the wind whistling through the rigging. Asterisk. Hoo! Asterisk. You can hear the spray hissing as it hits the metal. Asterisk. Hiss. Shh. Asterisk. And underneath it all, that steady, rhythmic times, thrum, thrum, thrum times of the engine. It never stops. It beats while you eat. It beats while you read. It beats while you sleep. It is the heartbeat of the journey. But there is another connection happening here, one that is silent and invisible. Let your mind dive off the side of the ship, down into the water, down through the green layers, into the blue layers, into the midnight black layers, down to the crushing dark of the ocean floor. There, lying in the silt and the sand, amidst the silent shipwrecks and the strange, glowing fish, is a cable, a telegraph cable. It is a thick snake of copper and gutta percha, a rubber-like latex. It stretches all the way from Ireland to Newfoundland. It is lying in the absolute stillness of the abyss. There is no wind down here, no waves, only the eternal cold and the dark. But inside that cable, there is a spark. Tap, tap, tap. Electricity, information. A message is traveling at the speed of light across the bottom of the world. Before this, a message took weeks to travel by sail. Now, it takes minutes. Imagine the signal pulsing through the copper wire. It is like a thought traveling through a nerve. It connects the brain of London to the brain of New York. It binds the continents together. Hello, the spark says. Are you there? I am here, the reply comes back. It is a miracle of connection. The world is shrinking. The vast, terrifying distances are being bridged by a thin thread of metal. We are no longer alone on our islands. We are listening to each other. Feel the comfort of that connection. Even in the middle of the ocean, you are tethered. You are part of a network. The silence of the deep ocean protects the conversation of the world. Now, let us leave the Atlantic. Let our minds drift eastward, crossing the continent of Europe, flying over the Ural Mountains, until we reach the vast, white expanse of Russia. It is winter. The snow lies deep and heavy on the ground. It covers the birch forests in a blanket of silence. The sky is a pale, icy blue. The cold is intense, a freezing grip that turns breath into ice crystals instantly. But cutting through this white silence is a line of black, the tracks of the Trans-Siberian Railway. See the train. It is a different beast from the one in England. It is rugged, armored against the cold. It has a massive snowplow on the front, pushing the drifts aside. Asterisk. Chug, chug, chug. Asterisk. The sound is muffled by the snow. It sounds softer, deeper. The smoke from the engine is white, blending with the snowy landscape. Imagine you are inside one of the carriages. It is a sanctuary of warmth. There is a samovar, a Russian tea urn, bubbling in the corner. Asterisk. Bubble. Hiss. Asterisk. The steam from the tea smells of bergamot and lemon. The carriage is lined with red velvet and dark wood. It is glowing with the light of oil lamps. Outside, the temperature is 30 degrees below zero. Inside, it is cozy and hot. You look out the window. The birch trees flash by like white ghosts. Asterisk. Flash. 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 Asterisk. Endless forests. Endless snow. The train is a moving island of heat. It is carrying people, goods, and ideas across the largest landmass on Earth. It is sewing the east to the west. The rhythm of the wheels on the frozen rails is crisp and sharp. Asterisk, click-clack zing, click-clack zing. Asterisk, the cold metal sings a high, clear note. You feel the vastness of the world, but you do not feel small. You feel protected by the machine. You are traveling through the white void, safe in your velvet seat, drinking your hot tea. The journey takes days, weeks. There is no hurry. There is only the rhythm. Asterisk, onward, onward, onward. Asterisk, let the white snow hypnotize you. It is a blank page. It clears your mind. The endless repetition of the trees soothes your thoughts. Birch, 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 pine, birch, 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 pine. Now, let us drift further east. We cross the Sea of Japan. We arrive in a land where the old and the new are meeting in a dance of petals and steam. This is the Meiji era. Imagine a landscape of green rice paddies and misty mountains. Mount Fuji rises in the distance, a perfect cone of white and blue. In the foreground, there is a wooden temple, ancient and weathered. A monk is ringing a bronze bell. Bong, bong, asterisk. The sound resonates slowly, fading into the mist. And then, cutting across the rice paddies, comes a steam train. It does not look out of place. It looks like a new dragon entering the mythology. The steam from the train mixes with the mist from the mountains. Imagine standing on a station platform in Kyoto. It is spring. The cherry blossoms sakura are falling. They are pink and white, delicate as snowflakes. They drift down from the trees. The train pulls into the station. Asterisk, hiss, squeal, stop, asterisk. The heavy iron engine comes to a rest, and the cherry blossoms fall onto the black metal of the boiler. Pink petals on black iron, soft nature on hard machine. It is a beautiful contrast. The heat of the engine makes the petals dance. The smell of coal mixes with the scent of the flowers. The modernization of Japan is happening fast, but there is still a reverence for the moment. The passengers step off the train. They are wearing kimonos and Western suits, a blend of styles. They move with grace. You watch the scene. It feels dreamlike. The steam engine is not a conqueror here. It is a guest. It has been integrated into the landscape. Think of the ships crossing the Pacific now. They are carrying silk and tea to the west. They are carrying clocks and cameras to the east. The world is weaving itself together. The ocean is vast, but the ships are steady. The land is cold, but the train is warm. The distance is great, but the cable is fast. You feel the global rhythm. It is a slow, pulsing web of connection. Back on the Atlantic steamship, night has fallen. The ocean is invisible now, just a sound of rushing water in the dark. Asterisk, rush, swish, rush, asterisk. You are in your cabin. It is a small, wood-paneled room. There is a porthole, a round eye looking out into the blackness. You can feel the gentle roll of the ship more clearly now that you are lying down in your bunk. Asterisk, rock left, rock right, asterisk, asterisk, rock left, rock right, asterisk. It is the most soothing motion in the world. It is the motion of the womb. It is the motion of being carried. You listen to the creaking of the wood. The ship is talking to itself, adjusting to the waves. Asterisk, creak, groan, shh, asterisk. It is a comforting conversation. It means the ship is flexible. It means the ship is alive. The vibration of the engine is a constant hum in your pillow. It massages your neck. It vibrates in your skull, loosening the thoughts, shaking them free until they float away. You are halfway between the old world and the new. You are in the middle of nowhere, and yet you are exactly where you need to be. You are in transit. There is nothing you can do out here. You cannot get off. You cannot speed up the ship. You have to surrender to the journey. You have to surrender to the time it takes. This surrender is the key to sleep. You give up control. You let the captain steer. You let the stoker feed the fire. You let the ocean hold the hull. You pull the heavy wool blanket up to your chin. It is warm and rough. The pillow is soft. The rhythm of the screw propeller pushes you forward. Asterisk, push, push, push. Asterisk. You imagine the telegraph cable far below you, silent in the mud. You imagine the train chugging through the snow in Russia. You imagine the cherry blossoms falling in Japan. The whole world is moving, breathing, connecting, but you are still. You are the passenger. The horizon is dark. The stars are hidden by clouds. There is only the hum, the thrum, the rock. Let your mind expand to fill the ocean. You are vast. You are deep. You are calm. The waves are your breath. Asterisk. Rise. Fall. Asterisk. The engine is your heart. Asterisk. Thrum. Thrum. Asterisk. You are drifting towards a new shore, but it is far away. There is plenty of time. Hours and hours of darkness lie ahead. The steamship carries you safely through the night. The iron shell protects you. The water cradles you. Drift on the great ocean of time. Drift on the currents of history. Sleep. The steamship glides on through the endless night of the Atlantic. The train winds its way through the silent snows of Siberia, and the gas lamps of London continue their vigil against the fog. But now, we must begin our own final journey. We are not just travelers across space. We are travelers across time. We are going to bring the ship home. We are going to bring the train to the station. We are going to bring the history of the machine to a gentle, quiet halt. We are drifting forward from the 19th century, moving softly through the years. The wheels turn, the pistons pump, and the decades slip by like stations passing in the mist. 1900. Ichen Jobai Arsher. Ichen Jobai Wusher. The machines change. They become sleeker, quieter, faster. The steam gives way to oil, to electricity, to the invisible hum of the digital age. But do not let the speed of the modern world wake you. We are viewing it from a great distance, through a filter of soft, golden light. We are seeing the continuity, the thread that connects the spinning wheel in the cottage to the computer in your room. You are the time traveler. You have seen the birth of the steam. You have felt the rhythm of the rails. You have smelled the coal smoke and the ozone. And now you are returning to the present moment. But you are bringing the peace of the past with you. Imagine that your room, right now, is the cockpit of a very gentle, very slow time machine. It is slowing down. The turbulence of history is fading. The noise of the Industrial Revolution is dialing down, lower and lower, until it is just a background hum, a white noise that wraps around you. We are entering the phase of the Great Shutdown. Just as the factory has a time when the whistle blows and the work stops, your body and your mind have a time to shut down. The world outside your window is the modern version of that bustling Victorian city. There are cars, there are lights, there are signals, but we are going to turn them off, one by one, in your imagination. Imagine a great, heavy iron lever in a control room. It is the master switch for the world's activity. It is polished and cool to the touch. You reach out with your mind and grab the handle. It feels solid. You pull it down. Clunk. The signal goes out. Imagine the factories of the world, the great assembly lines, the robotic arms, the conveyor belts. They begin to slow. Asterisk. Whir. Slow. Whir. Stop. Asterisk. The lights in the vast warehouses flicker and go out. The silence rushes back in to fill the spaces where the noise used to be. The machines are resting. They are cooling down. The metal contracts with a soft times tick, tick, tick. Imagine the trains, the high-speed trains, the subway trains, The freight trains, they are all pulling into their sidings. They are gliding into the sheds. The brakes sigh. Asterisk. Hiss. Asterisk. The engines are cut. The vibrations in the rails cease. The tracks are cold and still under the moonlight. The iron horses are sleeping. Imagine the roads, the cars, the trucks, the buses. They are parking. The headlights are turning off. The engines are silenced. The tires settle onto the asphalt. The great arteries of traffic are draining. The asphalt rivers are still. The dust settles. Imagine the offices, the skyscrapers of glass and steel. The lights are turning off, floor by floor. Asterisk. Click, click, click. Asterisk. From the top floor down to the lobby, the buildings are going dark. The computers are powering down. The screens go black. The fans stop spinning. The data stops flowing. The internet slows to a trickle, then a pause. The hum of information quiets. Now, bring that shutdown closer. Bring it into your neighborhood. The street lights are dimming. The houses around you are closing their eyes. The dogs are sleeping. The birds are sleeping. The wind itself seems to drop, settling into the branches of the trees. Bring it into your house. The refrigerator hums quietly, a reassuring anchor. The heater clicks softly. These are the descendants of the steam engine, working silently to keep you comfortable. You do not need to tend them. They know what to do. Bring it into your room. The shadows are your friends. They are the soft velvet curtains of the stage. The show is over. The audience has gone home. You are alone in the peace of the aftermath. Now, bring the shutdown into your own body. You are a biological machine, a marvel of engineering far more complex than any steam engine. But even you need to cool down. Even you need to release the pressure. Focus on your feet. They have walked through the day. They have walked through the history of Darlington and London. Now, the walking is done. Imagine a valve in your ankles, opening gently. Asterisk hiss. Asterisk. The tension flows out like steam. Your feet become heavy. They turn into lead. They sink into the mattress. They are deactivated. Focus on your legs, the pistons of your thighs, the gears of your knees. They have pushed and pulled and carried you. Now, the lever is pulled. The power is cut. The muscles loosen. They unspool. They melt. Your legs are heavy logs of wood, resting on the earth. They are asleep. Focus on your hands. The hands that hold. The hands that type. The hands that work. They are the weavers. They are the hammerers. Now they are open. They are empty. The tools are laid down. The fingers curl softly, like the leaves of a sleeping flower. The tension flows out of your wrists, out of your fingertips. Your hands are heavy stones. They are asleep. Focus on your chest, the boiler room, the furnace of the heart, the bellows of the lungs. Listen to your breath. Asterisk. In. The steam rises. Asterisk. Asterisk. Out. The steam releases. Asterisk. It is a slow, rhythmic cycle. You do not have to force it. It is automatic. Your heart is the engine that never stops. But now it is idling. It is beating slow and strong. Asterisk. Thump, thump, thump. Asterisk. It is the drum that guides you into the dream. Focus on your shoulders. They carry the weight of the world, the weight of the empire, the weight of the day. Let the steam escape from your traps. Asterisk. Whoosh. Asterisk. Let them drop. Let them sink. The burden is gone. The sack of coal is put down. You are light. You are free. Focus on your face. The control panel. The eyes that watch. The mouth that speaks. Turn off the switches. Smooth out the forehead. Relax the jaw. Let the tongue rest. Let the eyes roll back to a resting position. The screens are off. The data input has stopped. You are powering down. You are going into standby mode. The time machine of your mind is hovering now. It is hovering over the ocean of sleep. The engines are quiet. You are drifting on the currents of the night. Think back one last time to the images of our journey. They are small and distant now, like toys in a shop window. See the little steam train chugging silently through the green fields. Asterisk, chug, chug, asterisk. It is moving away from you, driving into the sunset. It is taking your worries with it. See the gas lamps of London, glowing like fireflies in the fog. Asterisk, glow, glow. Asterisk, they are blinking out, one by one. See the great ship on the ocean. It is a tiny speck on the horizon. It is sailing over the edge of the world, into the land of dreams. See the spinning wheel in the cottage. It has stopped turning. The thread is cut. The work is finished. You are the weaver now. But you are weaving a dream. You are spinning a cocoon of silence. The Industrial Revolution changed the world, but it did not change the night. The night is still the same as it was 1,000 years ago. It is dark. It is vast. It is the kingdom of rest. You are reclaiming the ancient rhythm. The rhythm of the tides. The rhythm of the seasons. The rhythm of the breath. You are safe in your bed. It is your sanctuary. It is your castle. It is your first-class carriage to the morning. The walls of your room are solid. The roof is strong. You are protected from the elements. You are warm. The world is still spinning, but you do not have to spin with it. You can detach. You can let go. Imagine a heavy velvet curtain falling across your mind. It blocks out the light. It blocks out the sound. It blocks out the time. There is only the now. And the now is soft. You feel a gentle downward pull. It is gravity, the earth embracing you. It is pulling you down into the deep, soft layers of sleep. Down, down, down. Like a diver sinking into the warm, dark ocean. The water supports you. The silence surrounds you. You are weightless. You are formless. You are peace. The machine has stopped. The steam has evaporated. The fire has cooled to a gentle, warming ember in the center of your chest. You are the captain of the sleep. You have set the course. The waters are calm. Drift, float, sink. The journey is over. The destination is here. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Good night.